I mean, you had some inspiration on Beyonce, a young Beyonce.
That's very cool.
Jem was really like what Taylor Swift would become.
Yeah.
Not without the dual persona, but like Jem herself. Hi, I'm Rod Kim. This is Millennial Sleepover. Today I'd like to welcome the legendary Britta Phillips.
Ooh, legendary. That's so fun.
The singing voice of Jem from Jem and the Holograms.
Thank you.
It's the 40th anniversary of Jem.
Yeah, 40 years.
How's that feel?
Crazy? I don't know. I don't know how to make sense of time passing. I don't feel that different. I mean, obviously I am. My musical tastes have changed a bit.
Yeah.
But so I was 22 then. It's a lifetime ago.
Right.
The beginning of my musical career.
It's so funny because so how we got connected was our mutual friends, Jesse and Ryan, had worked with you on the re-recordings. And I used to tour, or I opened up for Jesse and played some gigs with Ryan as well back on the East Coast days. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like they let you have the original masters to redo. It's like, no, she sang that like a couple months ago. I'm like, what? So I wanted to save this conversation because we started talking about it off camera. Like, how do you still sound like that? Like, I guess you never stopped singing.
No, I never stopped singing, although I don't usually sing that high and loud these days. But I did go to GemCon last year. I've been to GemCon 3 times in the last 20 years. And I always sing. I mean, I didn't know I was going to be singing the first time I went, but people were just like, you're going to sing, right? And I was like, oh, I have to.
Right.
So then it's just like, I just want to, people not to be disappointed.
Far from it. If you haven't heard it yet, the Jem theme song reimagined, it's freaking fantastic.
It was really fun. I mean, I also did take a couple of voice lessons and did a lot of vocal warm-ups to kind of, oil that machine.
But it's not just the high notes obviously are like insane. But like you still sound like the vocal tone is still the same as it was 40 years ago. It's incredible.
I have a girly tone.
Yeah. It's perfect for Jem. Like it's funny because like time will tell. Now time is told like you were perfect for Jem.
Oh.
And I assume that anybody watching this knows about Jem and the Holograms, but like this ran from 85 to 89. I believe. So 3 seasons and I have notes here, 65 episodes or 88. So 85 to 88. And so I'm an elder millennial. I caught the tail end of that. It's funny because when I originally talked to the folks at Hasbro that connected us, I was like, I know the theme song, obviously. And I'm going to be talking about it on my TikTok. It's probably how you got here. But I don't remember the show because things were so gendered then. I think G.I. Joe was right before.
Yeah, it was like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Jem.
Yeah. And so when we heard the Jem theme song come on, all the boys knew to get on their bikes and go and ride bikes. But then to prepare for this, I watched like the first, I think it was like 5 episodes that were the pilot movie thing. I remembered all of it. I must have snuck away to watch this at some point.
That's amazing.
If you haven't watched it, I think it like still holds up. It is so dramatic.
It's so dramatic and not really like other kid cartoons.
I was going to say, I wasn't ready for how unhinged. Like, there was a video essay I watched where they just counted down how many times someone almost dies in the first few episodes.
Misfits are always trying to kill somebody.
The misfits, yeah.
And the love life and the deception, it's yeah.
I had totally forgotten that Jem was in like a kind of like a love triangle, but not really.
But with herself.
Yeah.
She's jealous of herself. Yeah. It's pretty bonkers.
But I think that's why like it still kind of holds up in a way that like it's not some childhood cartoons become uninteresting as we grow up. This one I was fascinated. I'm going to probably keep watching just for like the drama,
Yeah.
How'd you get that gig? Like
my dad was a musician.
Okay.
And he was at that time he's had done Broadway and had been played jazz earlier, but at that time He had been working on commercials, jingles, as they used to call them. And he knew Anne Bryant, who wrote the music.
Okay.
And she told him that they were looking for a young rock singer who wasn't like a professional jingle singer, like a real singer.
Yeah.
And I had just, I guess, moved to New York 2 years before, and he helped me make a rock demo where I'm singing very much, very high and loud. Mm-hmm. And my dad's shy, so I really appreciate, he was like, oh, my daughter sings. I had actually met her like years before when I was a kid coming into a session. Anyway, he gave her my headshot and my tape, and I got an audition. And that was
nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't even know if we'll ever, like, if anyone else was in the running, but I can't imagine another voice. Because even though before I even remembered I had watched the show, I was like, oh, yeah, I know this theme song by heart. Down to the Misfits part and the high notes and stuff. It's been 40 years since the show, and you never quit singing, but you kept working, and even in LA. So at some point you came to LA. Was that for the show?
For Jem?
Yeah.
No, actually, I lived in New York until 12 years ago. I moved here.
Oh, we've been here about the same time then. That's incredible.
Yeah. I'm East Coast. But so all the music was done in New York, and the acting, the voiceovers was done in LA. Even
though it wasn't meant for my demographic as a kid, because like I said, I was probably like 5 or 6 when the show was happening. I think I identified with it looking back. And if my therapist is watching this, you can tell me if I'm right about this or not. As a Asian kid growing up in the Midwest, the idea of being able to like turn yourself into the person you wanted to be, like at an instant.
Yeah.
I know there was something cool about that. And I feel like that's not just me, but that's how I identified with it. Everybody probably has something that they wish they could just like turn off and on.
Yeah. It's a superhero twist. It's a different kind of a transformation.
Was there anything like that for you when you were doing the show?
You mean
like wanting to would you want to be Jem in real life at that time?
Oh, I remember at the time kind of getting into it, and I had like colored hair extensions and started dressing more colorfully. But I mean, all my fans were kids, and I was a early 20s in New York, so I didn't meet anyone except for my little brother, who's probably your age, because he was 5 when it came out.
Okay.
And so when I would visit him and his little friends, they'd be like, "Oh, Jem."
That's amazing.
But yeah, I got into it. I really enjoyed the music. It was a really great experience and challenging and fun.
Because you recorded 151 songs, is that correct for that show?
I'm not sure. So, I'd have to go check the number. There are that many songs in the whole show, right? So that's including the Misfits.
Okay, yeah.
And the Stingers and
maybe that's what it is. There's 151 songs in the show, but a bulk of those were you.
Yeah, maybe I did like 60 or 80 or I don't know.
A lot of songs. For sure. So you became an actual pop star.
I think there was an article in the paper that time, about that. Because the doll sold a number of cassettes.
Oh, did that count for the article?
No, I mean it didn't. But they were saying, if this was it would be a platinum album.
I forgot about that. Yeah, the Jem dolls had the cassette singles, the K-singles with them.
Yeah, K-singles.
You had mentioned GemCon earlier. I was unaware of GemCon before my phone call with the Hasbro folks. When did you find out about that? And you said you went a few years ago?
The first time I went was 2005.
Oh, okay. A while back. Okay.
Yes. And I guess that's when I don't know when, I think the first one was maybe 2000.
Okay.
I should know all these things, but I forget. But I went in 2005, and that's when I met Samantha Newark, who's the speaking voice. We both went to that. Wow. And then I went in 2015. I took my mom.
That was fun.
And I went last year. It was in Phoenix. It's in a different city every year. Okay. People bid on it and host it. So this year it's in I think it's Charlotte. It's in North Carolina.
Okay.
It's going to be kind of a big one for the 40th anniversary.
I bet, yeah. Because I feel like Gem and the Holograms really haven't had their fair shake of nostalgia yet. And at the 40th, this is the time to do it.
Yeah.
Everything else has come back. People who watch me know, like, everything else has come back. I've talked to the folks at X-Men and Power Rangers and stuff. And Gem is like really, especially in this AI era.
Yeah.
It's really set up.
I hope so. I mean, it's when I say big, it's not as big as other cons. It's still like a family. The same people have been coming. I mean, there's always some new ones.
Yeah.
But they're the same people that I met in 2005
Mm-hmm.
and in 2015.
Oh, that's awesome.
And last year come. And it's really lovely.
It must be really cool for them to be able to like spend that much time with like a hero or someone they grew up with, you know?
Yeah, and to spend time with each other too. I have to mention at Gem Con last year they had a cover band, a live Gem cover band who dressed up and did I don't know how many, like 15 songs, and I sang some of them. But
oh wow,
not all of them. They did them, and Misfit songs too.
That's incredible. I also want because I've talked to some other friends about like unquantifiable like cool things, and one of these I was realizing on the drive over here. You and like the show and shows like that may have been like my first introductions to music, because I wasn't, at 5 or 6, I'm not buying CDs yet.
Right. That's true.
And so like, the Gem theme song happened before X-Men, but then there was a whole, good probably 8 to 9 years of my life where I was just, the music I was consuming was stuff from the shows I watched and things. And I bet I bought like a CD with some version of the song on it at some point.
I think that's true. I read somewhere that Beyoncé said that she had watched it as a kid and was influenced. So I'm glad if it influenced little girls to want to.
We'll come back to that, but yeah, Beyoncé was definitely inspired by Britta, and, even just like vocally or the song or something. But it was a little tidbit I'm sure you've seen. But how did you recognize any similarities, or what was your reaction when like Hannah Montana happened?
Oh well, I was not really aware of her until I started hearing from Gem fans that were old enough to be on the internet and communicate with me, and they're like, Hannah Montana, it's Gem, that's the same thing, and they stole it, and I was like, well, that's what happens. Right. Ideas. I never watched the show, but I like Miley Cyrus. Right. I like her. She's cool. She turned out to be an artist. Yeah, she's cool.
And we should always trust the Dolly cosign, right? But I still think like your gig was cooler because Hannah Montana had a wig, but you had like full on like holographics and AI and a team.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still hoping for a holographic concert.
Yeah, somebody out there, if you're in tech, like let's put it to good use and do a live action Gem and the Holograms concert.
That would be so cool.
So we mentioned that this is the 40th anniversary, and as of recording this, so far you have 2 singles they've re-recorded with friends I just mentioned, Jesse and Ryan.
Yeah.
The theme song, of course, was the first single, and then It's Only the Beginning.
Yes.
Which I did not realize I remembered until I heard it. And that was the first song for the show, right?
Yeah. And that was one of my favorites too. Only the Beginning. It was in the original and in the remaking. Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
And so the pre-orders for the vinyl version of the album are out. And the Enjoy the Ride variant sold out in 20 minutes. The demand is definitely out there. You recorded 6 songs.
Yes.
And if it goes well, we'll hear more.
I hope so. That's what if it does well, I would think there's plenty more to choose from.
Yeah. A literal in the 100 plus. And then on the B-side is a remastered score.
Yes. Right? Musical score from the show.
The normal vinyl pre-orders are still available. Or if you're listening to this a little later, you can just get it.
Yeah, it's on Rough Trade website and Amazon, but get it on Rough Trade.
All the places, and of course streaming and all that stuff. Full album releases July 25th. If you're listening to this afterwards, it's already out. But I think that's San Diego Comic-Con, right?
Yes.
So
I'm going.
this might be the first time people are hearing it. You're going to be on a panel during San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that.
I just talked to the Loyal Subjects people the other day. We did a Zoom just to say hi, but we're going to have a brainstorming session Zoom with the whole panel and just, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're not just going to talk. It's not just going to be talking heads. We want to do something more entertaining.
Okay, so if you're going to be in San Diego the end of July, there might be something cool to look forward to that's more than just a panel.
Yeah, and I'll be signing. Samantha will be there.
Oh, nice.
And the voice of Rainbow Bright will be there, and we'll be signing stuff. And yeah, there might be some kind of mashup. I don't know.
So get your vinyl and bring it for Britta to sign.
Yeah.
And I double checked this set list. This track list is already out. So if you were wondering, the other songs were Truly Outrageous, Like a Dream, She's Got the Power, and I Got My Eye on You.
Oh, good. I didn't know if it was a secret or not.
I didn't either. I went and looked on the pre-orders websites, and the track list was there, so I figured we're safe.
Yeah, they're up there with in popularity. I think at the top of the list of songs people like.
And I think the powers that be are looking for like what the fans are interested in beyond that too. So like, I feel like not whether it's on this podcast, the clips or whatever, just make it known on the internet, like what other songs
known.
Yeah, that you love, that you love the 6 that are out, and what other ones from the 100 plus that you'd like to hear. Because it's a crazy legacy to think, something that was created back in the 80s, which I feel like the 80s it's one of those eternal decades, like 80s was cool in the 90s, it was cool in the 2000s and the 2010s, and still now. Like Taylor Swift had an album named for one of the years in the 80s, and stuff. Actually, when I was looking back at the show, Gem was really like what Taylor Swift would become, right? Like this like universal sparkly pop star.
Oh, yeah.
Not without the dual persona, but like Gem herself.
Yes, very sparkly, very glittery and gold.
Yeah.
It's true. The 80s, they feel like the shiniest, brightest, sparkly decade for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember going into it, it felt like the future. And not every decade feels like that.
No, I would argue the future that we live in now doesn't necessarily feel like the future.
Yeah.
I know without getting too dark, I was joking with some friends, like in 99, we were like, I can't wait to see what the future's going to be like. And then now we're like, oh, remember what 99 was like?
Yeah. Yeah, 1999.
Speaking of the future, like what's ahead for you beyond Gem and the holograms?
What is next? Let me think for a second. I just got home from a 3-week tour, but before that it was a month in Europe and 10 days on the West Coast. So it's kind of been touring since April.
That's crazy.
So I'm a little slow, like there are only notes in my head.
Yeah.
Musical notes. But let's see. We have some more shows coming up. I made a holiday album with my husband last year and our friend Sonic Boom. So it's Dean and Britta and Sonic Boom, A Piece of Us. It's like a pun, piece, P-E-A.
Okay, gotcha.
And that's going to be reissued, for the holidays. That's the new thing for me, newish thing. And, I'm going to perform at the Bob Dylan Center with my husband, too. We're going to sing some songs for, I don't know, he's from his going electric phase. So it's very diverse, my musical life.
Is that more of like an acoustic project?
It's going to be a band.
Okay.
Steve Shelley and Lee Ronaldo from Sonic Youth are in the band.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's just connected.
John Doe from X is going to be there.
Wow.
Yeah, so different people.
So is your main project the project with your husband, Dean?
Yeah, I guess it really varies. I mean, we play in a band called Luna together.
Okay.
We have some shows coming up with them.
Okay.
So I joined that band in 2000. And then we have Dean and Britta, and then his solo, and I'll make another solo record as soon as I finish some lyrics. So we mix it up.
Everybody on the internet has to put pressure on Britta to write these lyrics and get another album out. You mentioned you don't normally sing that high. I was listening to your album Luck or Magic.
Oh.
And on the way here, I was crying at your cover of Drive. It's one of my favorite songs.
Thank you.
But you bring like a whole new nostalgic vibe to it.
Thank you.
So I love it. And it's not those crazy high notes, like you said, but you have a great low register.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I like singing all different ways. And it was after singing so high and loud for a while, which I really enjoyed. Sometimes we score movies. That's, Greta Gerwig, the woman who made Barbie.
Yeah.
We scored her movie, Mistress America.
Wow.
If you've never ever seen that, you should check it out.
I think I have. I'm not a great film buff, but obviously because of Barbie, I'm now very familiar with Greta's name.
She's great.
So you got to work with her before the Barbie movie. Yeah.
She's a friend.
Oh, nice. Okay, so the next Barbie movie, can we petition to have to Britta on some vocals? Yeah, you were just born to be a musician and a singer because you're still touring, decades later. I had a touring era, obviously. Like I finished college and I was touring with my solo project and stuff. But I remember the last tour I was on, maybe 2018, 2019, and I felt the spirit of touring like leave my body. Don't regret it at all. Yeah. It was just like, I can't be in a car anymore,
Yeah. I wouldn't want to tour all the time.
But I don't even want to do it like for a day. Like there have been times like people for different projects like, oh, we'll fly you out to this where I'm like, that's cool. I'd rather just be at home with my cat.
Yeah.
It's cool. And even I was talking with Edwin McCain. He's never stopped touring and stuff. So you guys are like just like built for performance. You were scoring films and stuff. Like before you got the Gem gig, you said your father was a musician, but did you always know or want to get into music?
I was always musical. I always played a guitar, piano, and I always sang. Mm-hmm. And my mom's a really good singer and piano player and guitar player. So it's a musical family.
Yeah.
And my sister, my brother, my nephew. So, but I didn't think of it as a career. I grew up in rural Pennsylvania, and I think I was a quiet singer. I had a very soft, quiet voice. Okay. And then when I got my driver's license, started singing in the car along with Pat Benatar, high belting. And I was like, I can sing that. I can sing that. I can sing these songs. And I guess within a year, I was told my dad, I want to move to New York. And he let me take over his cheap apartment in Brooklyn.
Wow.
It had a mattress on the floor and a tub in the kitchen and a grand piano in the living room. It was perfect.
That almost gets me emotional because I don't know where to start. But so I grew up in Indiana, but then you said rural Pennsylvania. Yeah. I lived a decade in Delaware, so I know rural Pennsylvania very well. I think the thing that I wish people were more honest about were the mattress on the floor, and because especially growing up in Indiana, in the 80s and 90s, I got the impression that you had to be like a millionaire to record music, and had I known then, now you just got to rough it a lot of times to make stuff. But what I was gonna say before you mentioned all that was what clarity to have at a young age that being singing in the car with Pat Benatar and be like, oh, I'm going to do this and then move to New York?
Well, I mean, I was lucky in a way that at that particular, I think at the age of 18, I just had a super confident couple of years, where I just, also, I went through a heavy metal phase then too. And I went to a couple of shows, and at one point I met I can't remember who it was, like Ozzy Osbourne or the Cars or one of these bands. My girlfriend and I got backstage and we were checking them out, and I was like, they're just normal.
Right.
They're just people. They're not like special.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was a part of the idea of, oh, anybody could do it.
Yeah. You just got to put the work in.
Yeah. You just got to really try. Actually, the number one thing now, I think, is social media.
It's true.
You can't, I have a lot of friends who are great musicians, but they're not active enough or they're against spending too much time on social media. I'm like, you have to do it these days, and you have to have a certain momentum and followers.
It's the modern day PR tour.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, like it or not, it's a part of it.
I was talking with I mentioned earlier Edwin McCain, and like he's people on TikTok know Edwin because he's taking full advantage of his come up on there. But he even said, like, all the musicians, either new or old, that complain about making TikToks and stuff. He's like, everybody has their own situation, so no judgment individually. But as a whole, he was like, if I had TikTok when I was trying to come up in the 90s, like, you would just see me in front of the phone for like 12 hours a day. Like, because you remember the old like press tours and stuff, like just having to cart around the country and do 1 million interviews in a single day.
There's great things about the internet and music. I mean, I think it's harder in some ways. In most ways, it's harder for bands because there's so many. We're flooded.
Yeah, the noise is loud.
with content and entertainment. And I think TikTok is probably bigger than any bands these days.
It's true. It's probably how a lot of you are seeing me is we were talking before recording. I've been a songwriter ever since 2005 when I graduated college, and then really working in the industry since maybe 2010-ish and stuff. But it wasn't until 2022, it was the year I turned 40, that like I just lay down on my couch in the dark talking about Shania writing a song for Britney. And then, TikTok changed my life.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
But that's something that I'm sure similar to like when you got the gig for Gem was like not even a possibility, a few years before. Because like when I graduated college, I don't know if someone could have explained the concept of TikTok to me. Yeah. For that to be a possibility. Yeah. So you just have to like stay open to what the next thing is. But also you have to have your foundation in. Yes. That has to be like the foundation of everything. And then the social medias or whatever, Yeah.
And I think, you got to show up and be professional and not be late. And you have to say yes to a lot of stuff you might not want to do. But luck, luck is definitely a part. It's like there's some, or magic.
Luck or magic. It's the name of our album, by the way.
And that's kind of, I have some magical thinking about that because I feel very lucky. Yeah. I feel lucky to be able to make music for a living because it's,
it's tough out there.
It's not a given. Yeah.
And you're one of the, I hope to be you, in another like couple decades and stuff because, a lot of people don't talk about it because it's not as sparkly, but just like the working musician, you said you're still touring. Yep. And, I'm writing music here and people probably heard music I wrote on, but it's like, it's not, I'm not Taylor on her Eras tour and stuff, but it's just like anything else. We're trying to like keep our bills paid, with the skill set we have.
It's the bills, but it's just what I like to do.
Yeah. And you're great at it. Like, I still can't get over how amazing you sound on these recordings.
Oh, thank you.
Still to this day. Like I can't sing like I did 5 or 10 years ago, let alone.
It was really fun. I was a little nervous before, but after I had a couple of sessions with a vocal coach, and she was like, "Oh, you're fine." I just needed some,
So I know some of the, not your vocal coach, but some of the folks you worked with. I was talking to them behind the scenes, and they were like, "She had nothing to worry about."
They're so great. They were just so lovely to work with Jesse. And,
I was gonna say, were you in studio with Jesse and Ryan?
Yes.
Jesse is also one of like the most talented vocalists I've ever known. She doesn't play that much anymore. That's my problem. I would tell you to go see her live, but like she mostly does music supervision and stuff. But also Ryan, everyone's connected. So like Ryan, was he producing in this session?
I actually didn't. I don't think I met Ryan. It was just no. Yeah.
Ryan.
I assume I will.
Yeah. He probably the thing that is most you've probably seen him in that you didn't know you saw him in is there was a viral video of when The Greatest Showman got greenlit. And the cast and crew were pitching the songs, to the Fox or whoever made the movie. Ryan's playing drums in that clip.
Oh, wow.
Because he's part of that camp of, New York musicians and stuff.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Jessie had her whole stint on The Voice.
Yes. And then this is crazy. We both figured out that we had the same voice teacher.
Oh, wow.
My voice teacher in the 80s before Jem, Don Lawrence, was her vocal teacher.
Wow.
And he still teaches in New York.
Like for The Voice or just like in general?
In general.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if she saw him, at what period she saw him, but she said that was her guy.
And that's another thing, I guess, a lot of people I hear that are wanting to like get into like the working musician gig. For some reason, having like more training is like taboo, but it shouldn't be. Like you can always learn. So like you obviously are a very seasoned vocalist. Jessie's one of the most talented vocalists I've ever heard. And you still have vocal coaches. Like that makes sense.
Yes. No, I think it definitely warming up and doing all that. It's it's like I do yoga every day. Why wouldn't I do that too?
I think Britta's talked me into finally starting yoga. I've been meaning to for a decade. if that's what it takes to stay in this game, then I'm going to do it. Are there any, I don't know, there doesn't have to be, but are there any wild stories from either touring or the Gem days or?
Wild stories. The thing, when I was doing Gem, I didn't really see the other singers. Okay. I mean, I would run into Ellen and Florence, Ellen was the voice of Pizzazz.
Oh, nice.
And Florence, and there were Ellen and someone else, and I can't remember who that was, where they did the Misfits and the Holograms. They would just change their attitude. But they did the backing, the band vocals for the rest of the band. But I was in there, I was in there with Anne and Ford Kinder, and they would go into detail about what each episode was about. They would really, I mean, I recorded pretty quickly, but a lot of it was them explaining the episode, and they wanted to get the emotional feeling of the episode in every song. So that was really fun.
So you got to know the context of the song you were singing?
Oh, yeah.
That is such a gift in this industry, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I don't know how the experience has been for you, but a lot of times, like when I'm working on a show, we get no context. Like they're like, it's going to be a theme. They're like, okay, with what? Like,
yeah, no, it was so thought out. It was really the lyrics, everything was. And then, so I would sing it, and then they would animate to the singing.
They animated to you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning. That's not common, right?
I don't know.
So. Especially with the musical performance. Like you think it would just kind of just,
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it would be, I don't know. I don't know if it's
I guess that's a testament to you. They were probably like, did they get video footage of you performing at all, or
no?
They're just basing off the voice?
I think it's just probably had to do with the tempo and the phrasing. Yeah.
Well, you have a lot of attitude in those recordings. I went back and listened to them. They cut through.
I was coached well. They helped me out a lot. They let me sort of take off and do things, but there were certain things they're like, no, you have to sing this one like this way. Some things were like that and some things were freer, but because they
had to keep you. I read that they kept Gem and the Holograms on this very like bubbly side, and then the Misfits were the only ones allowed to use like electronic instruments.
Yes.
So they were like edgier.
Yeah.
It's funny to think in that era like electronic was edgy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to ask Anne Bryant. She's going to be at GemCon this year. She has a better memory of all of this than I do. I
know it is kind of. I didn't think about this before, but like, did you know like how big things were going to get at that point? Yeah.
No. I was just I mean, I was a cocktail waitress before that.
Oh, really?
It was in a heavy metal club. So I was like, getting paid to sing was just amazing. Yeah.
I think that's another thing with probably any industry, but especially in music. Anybody I know that's still doing is the same thing. Or like, we didn't even know things were happening. We just kept working. Like you're trying to pay your bills, pay your mortgage, pay your rent or whatever. And then you look back and you're like, oh, holy cow, that has a legacy,
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you don't know it. You don't think at the time that anyone will remember. You'll think it's over and that's it. So the fact that I'm talking about it 40 years later and re-recording it, it's very moving to me. Yeah, what a legacy. That's why I'm saying I want to be you in 20 years. Like look back and be like, oh, I had something, that connected with someone, inspired. Like I said earlier, may have been my first exposure to pop music. Or that was my own. That wasn't like my parents' records, Yeah, it means a lot.
That's very cool. Well, we talked about what some stuff you're doing in the band Luna and with your husband. Was there anything else you wanted to highlight, or
some other voiceovers, which I think some people out there might find interesting? I don't know, moral oral. I did most of the female voices.
Really?
Moral oral.
Adult Swim.
Yeah.
That's amazing. We have Nick, our engineer. He's a big fan. That's amazing.
Yeah, and that show is amazing. It's a 180 from
Gem, definitely. Yeah,
it's insane and great, but dark comedy.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way.
A sick dark comedy, but it's great. So it's a fun little fact. And then in the last year of recording Gem, I made that movie Satisfaction, which I don't know. Some people remember it because Julia Roberts was in it, so they played it on TV.
Oh, very cool.
A lot until I don't know. They probably still do.
Yeah.
And it's about a girl band. So I was in.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I was in a cartoon band and then a movie band before I was in a band.
And so now we have to do the hologram concert. Yeah. We got to keep leveling it up.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, before we take off, I was going to watch some covers of the Gem and the Hologram songs with you, if that sounds good.
Yeah. Who's covering them?
The internet. This is a beautiful thing about the internet.
Ooh.
Okay, so first up, I don't know, have you seen this yet?
No.
With this frame? So this is a clip from, I'm guessing at some point in the 90s when Beyonce was still with Destiny's Child. And there's a clip where an interviewer, and I'm not sure, the credit says PJ Katie. I don't know where this came from. I'm sorry. I think that's the name of the interviewer. If it's not, someone correct me. And she asks Destiny's Child about Gem and the Holograms. And they kind of do a little sing-along.
I am very lucky to be hanging out with Destiny's Child here. We're in Wonderland, and they're going to be performing at concert tonight. Do you want to sing a little bit of the Gem song? Okay. We don't know all the words. Okay, I know a bit.
I love how Michelle has no idea what's going on on the end. Like, Beyonce and Kelly are into it.
I have not seen that. I just read about it somewhere.
Okay.
I don't know, or somebody told me, but yeah, that's amazing. Crazy.
I mean, you had some inspiration on Beyonce, a young Beyonce.
That's very cool. Kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What an era. I also don't know the context of this conversation.
Yeah. Like, what year is this?
I'm assuming sometime in the late 90s.
It's like, oh, okay. It looks so like
maybe?
local cable or something.
Right. I also saw like the play button, the play thing at the front. So this came off like a VHS transfer or something. So I'm not sure. But yeah, no, I think it's funny here. Like, she asked them, so she must have said she's a fan or something.
Yeah.
But like, poor Michelle is over here, like, just like fighting for her life, singing along with the song. Like, she's not even singing.
She sang Gem at the very end.
Yeah.
Gem.
Okay, this next one is by a group called Covers at My Place, Camp. That's a really cool like acronym. I hadn't thought about that. And
is this now or is this old?
This was, I want to say, I think this was during lockdown.
Okay.
So sometime in like late 2020.
is excitement.
Oh my God.
Jam is adventure. Glamour and glitter, fashion and fame. Jam is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Oh, jam. The music's contagious, outrageous. Jam is my name. No one else is the same. Jam is my name. We are the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits. The misfits. And we're gonna get her. We are the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits. The misfits. And we're gonna get her. We are the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits. The misfits. And we're gonna get her. Jam. Jam is excitement. Ooh, jam. Jam is adventure. Ooh.
I'm digging the acoustic acapella version.
Jam is truly outrageous. Truly, truly, truly outrageous. Oh, jam. The music's contagious, outrageous. Jam is my name. No one else is the same. Oh, jam. The music contagious, outrageous.
I think that's the original key.
No one else is the same. Jam is my name. Jam.
All right, he got there. He didn't belt it, but he got there. That is that's very original version.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be the most original version.
They expanded it into full length because the original was only, 45 seconds long or something?
Yeah, and they extended it. They filled it out. They did something different. That's very cool.
They mentioned what you said about the changing personas for the Misfits with the actors and stuff. There's okay, we're just going to shift camera angles. And
So you just search gem theme cover?
Yeah, so full disclosure for everybody, because we do this. I do this in every interview, and people are always like, "Why didn't you include this cover or this cover?" It's like my extent of research is I type into YouTube such and such cover, and then the first page, whatever I pull up, is what we end up watching. This one was from quite a while back. I thought it was interesting because it's an instrumental cover. I can't find anything else about this person. Whoever's piano playing, Callaghan, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, 1.0. I went to all the links on your YouTube page and they're all not working links anymore. So if anybody finds this player, please tag them. I haven't seen any other evidence of their covers other than this YouTube channel. I like how they made sure to have the lights. Or no, it's the overlay.
All right. I mean, musically, chord-wise, it's pretty sophisticated for a kid's cartoon.
Right.
It's Anne Bryant music. She's like jazz background, So.
Yeah. So that really kind of showcases the musicality of everything.
That I know what I'm going to be doing today. Googling gem covers.
Covers, right? Oh, so you weren't aware of the covers? I guess I keep forgetting that I'm in the millennial generation, so we kind of grew up with one foot in analog media and one foot in digital media. So this is pretty common. Even when I talk to All American Rejects, they're like, "Oh, who's covering our songs?" It's my guys. The whole of the internet, or my friends Michael and Patty, who wrote the Gummy Bears theme song. They had no idea that anybody except Alicia Keys had covered the song.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, you can go down a rabbit hole with these covers.
I'm going down a rabbit hole. I'm going down that rabbit hole.
And I have one more. This one by far is the highest production value that I've seen on the internet. It's by, I'm going to have to get their names. The main artist is Coda, I think. And it's not just the theme song. They made a medley. Coda, Tracy Hines, Karis Lincoln, Doe Deer, and Sydney. So this one was also, I want to say 10 or 11 years old, but still even more impressive for 10 years ago YouTube. They did a whole sketch.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I have seen
You
this.
have? Okay.
They were doing a movie. They were trying to make their own movie.
Okay. So
And
this is
they
like a
sent
pitch.
me. Oh my God.
It's truly outrageous, truly outrageous. Whoa, jam, the music's contagious. Jam is my name, no one else is the same. Jam is my name.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna have to go dig through my emails and watch that again.
So you got sent this personally?
Yes, yes, they
amazing.
sent it to me. I mean, yeah, because they're like, we want to make this movie, and I was like,
Yeah, it's like
I can't, nothing I can do.
yeah, ask the musician to greenlight a movie. Sure, go for it.
Yes, but I mean, they really put a lot into it. Thanks
So-
for showing me that.
No, thanks for hanging out. It's been amazing getting to talk with you and also meet another, working musician, but like years down the road from me kind of gives me hope that I can still like hang here,
Yeah.
and do this.
Well, yeah, unless we're all replaced by AI.
All right. The only good AI is synergy.
She started it.
Right. Is there any like for anybody who's thinking about getting into music or being a working musician, like any like hot tips or anything you'd give anyone?
I mean, just start making music. The first thing is record some stuff. I've had family members ask me what to do, and just record your ideas.
Yeah.
Then you know what you can do.
Yeah.
And it's good to hear yourself back, and then you can get better. And social media.
Yeah.
I don't know. Figure that out somehow, or get lucky.
Yeah. Just do that.
But that can happen. Like if you keep trying things, and be yourself. I think that's probably what people like.
Yeah, especially now. I think being like weirder in pop music is kind of like the thing. Like the generic pop star days are kind of over.
Yeah, which I think is a good thing.
Yeah, it's great. Speaking of social media, like where can everybody find you? On the internet?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I mean, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not really on
Nobody's
Facebook.
really on Facebook.
So it's at Britta _Phillips.
Very cool.
I'm on there.
And you have your website that has all your current music and stuff.
I have a website.
That's another little outdated reference, right? I don't think.
I probably should update it now that I'm gonna do it now that all this Gem 40th is coming out. I'm gonna zhuzh it up and put all the current things on it. But I'm on Spotify and Apple Music.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting a lot more listens because the Gem stuff. It's Britta. I'm listed
Britta Phillips.
as an artist. Yeah, so that's fun to see popping up in there.
So you're Britta Phillips and Luna, you said?
Yeah,
And then-
Britta Phillips, Dina and Britta, and Luna.
So
Luna's
many-
pretty different. But
So many projects.
yes.
But little something for everybody.
Yes. I think actually, and I did a, Gunship was this band, this English band that asked me to sing on their song. I think that's like what the most plays I get is Holographic Heart.
I was going to ask, yeah. I think I saw that on there because I was like, oh, this is like very like Gem inspired, it feels like.
Yes, they were fans.
Okay.
And they asked me they wrote that song for me to sing, and
Yeah, sounds great.
Thank you.
Very cool. Well, thanks so much for sharing your
Thanks for
time and
having me.
experiences. And all the best on the undoubtedly like crazy year is going to be for you for this 40th of Gem and at San Diego Comic-Con.
It's going to be fun. And I do hope I get to record some more.
Yeah, put the pressure on the internet, everybody. All right. Well, thanks for joining us today at Millennial Sleepover. Once again, check out Britta on all social medias. Everything's on the screen in the descriptions. And I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
I'd like to thank Patreon supporters Cal Harrington and Amelia Ross for making longer videos like this possible. If you would like to see your name here or just support me and Lucy, check out the link in the description and on the screen. I have to always apologize. I'm like an awkward interviewer.
Oh, no, I don't think so.